The US dollar climbed above 99.5 on Friday, supported by President Trump's reassurance that trade talks with China are ongoing and his softened tone toward Fed Chair Powell. Reports suggesting China may ease tariffs, along with progress in negotiations with Japan and South Korea, provided additional support. Meanwhile, the euro ended the week at $1.135. Although slightly lower than its recent highs, it still recorded a 5% gain for the month. The European Central Bank cut rates to 2.25% and dropped the word restrictive from its guidance, signaling the possibility of further cuts ahead. The Japanese yen weakened to 143.65 per dollar as renewed trade optimism lifted the greenback. In Japan, Tokyo's core inflation rose to 3.4%, complicating the Bank of Japan's policy outlook ahead of next week's meeting. Brent crude oil rose by 0.5% to around $66.90 per barrel on Friday, but still posted a weekly loss of more than 2%, pressured by oversupply concerns and lingering uncertainty in U.S.-China trade negotiations. Hopes for progress in resolving the Ukraine conflict and calls for increased OPEC plus output added to the mixed sentiment. Kazakhstan also announced it would not cut production, while the U.S. imposed new sanctions targeting an Iranian shipping figure. Gold prices fell below $3,290 after touching a peak of $3,500 earlier in the week. The drop came as trade tensions eased slightly with China announcing some tariff exemptions. A stronger dollar and rising U.S. Treasury yields also weighed on gold, although the metal remains up 30% this year. Silver closed the week at $33, retreating from earlier gains. Positive trade developments between the U.S., China, Japan, and South Korea strengthened the dollar, while President Trump's softened stance on Fed Chair Powell and speculation about possible Fed action in June also influenced the market. Looking ahead, next week will be packed with major economic releases. In Asia, China will publish its manufacturing PMI data, followed by the Bank of Japan's interest rate decision. Over in Europe, Germany will release key inflation and GDP figures, followed by Eurozone inflation data. In the United States, attention will turn to a heavy schedule, with GDP, PCE, and PMI reports coming ahead of the highly anticipated non-farm payrolls at the end of the week.